The cold winter snow drifted around me as I sat down at the bus stop. The streets were covered in snow and ice. My seat was warm like it was just used. I looked around, making sure I hadn't missed the pickup. All I could see was a large military style duffel bag covered in snow along the sidewalk. As I stared at it, a woman slowly walked out of the fog. She sat down next to me. Her unruly hair seemed to almost float along with the wind. Her bulky winter jacket did nothing to hide the beautiful body underneath. I was awestruck. "I heard the bus will be running kind of late," she said. I must have been staring. "Cold night, right?" she continued. "Sure," I managed, snapping myself out of it. "So, leaving town?" "How did you know?" "Most people just tend to leave this place. It's an odd night to run away, though." I didn't have a choice. Ever since my stepmom came into my life, it's been hell. If I stayed any longer, I might have tried to kill her. Jesus. "What about your dad?" "He's okay. I can tell he never really wanted me around. He only let me stay because I had nowhere else to go, but I don't think he knew that bitch." I looked at the woman again, her soft features enhanced by the moonlight. She was beautiful. "What about you? Why are you here?" I asked. "Same reason as you. I'm looking for a fresh start." "Fresh start?" I gave her a puzzled look. "My life hasn't been the greatest, and I'm not a very nice person," she explained. "You seem pretty cool to me," I said. She laughed. "You see that bag on the ground over there? If you think I'm so cool, why don't you go look inside?" "Why?" "To prove you're wrong." I looked into her eyes and quickly realized she wasn't joking. I lifted an eyebrow to it and walked through the snow. The bag was much larger than it seemed to be from afar. I looked at the woman again. She gestured for me to touch it, so I did. It felt stiff and cold. I continued to brush away the snow, and I found a tuft of blonde hair sticking out from the bag's opening. I held my breath as I slowly opened the bag further, revealing the half-caved-in face of a man in his mid-30s. He was covered in frozen blood and wearing a light blue uniform. It was the bus driver. His one good eye looked right at me. No, behind me. I turned around to see the woman charging me. I sprung up and tried to run away, but she struck a long, cold knife into my back. Warm ribbons of blood ran like a new spring down my back. She used the knife again and again. I could no longer move. She dragged me by my legs and dropped me next to the bus driver. There she repeatedly drove her blade into my back. As my consciousness faded into darkness, I heard her say, "I told you the bus was going to be late."